What if I told you that in 1936, the announcement of a single car part made oil stocks crash on the stock exchange? Not a war, not a crisis, a carburetor, one small device that terrified the most powerful industry on Earth. So why have you never heard of it? And why did the man who invented it suddenly go silent? This is the story of Charles Nelson Pogue, and one of the most enduring mysteries in automotive history. Pogue was a Canadian mechanic, a tinkerer obsessed with one question: why do engines waste so much fuel? And that question is more valid than you might think. Here's something most people never realize. A standard engine doesn't cleanly burn all your gasoline. A portion of it enters the cylinder as tiny droplets that never fully combust and gets thrown away as waste. Pogue's idea was simple but bold. What if you could vaporize the fuel completely before it burned, so almost nothing was wasted? Between 1928 and 1936, he filed a series of very real patents, around 5 American and 7 Canadian, for a vaporizing carburetor he called the Winnipeg. These patents exist. You can still look them up today. That part is not a legend. And then, in the 1930s, the claims began. Newspapers and magazines reported that Pogue's carburetor could achieve over 200 miles per gallon, not 20. Not 40, 200. One 1936 magazine article described a test drive of nearly 1,100 miles on just 14.5 gallons. The story exploded, and according to reports from the time, when word spread, panic hit the markets. Brokers were flooded with orders to dump oil stocks. Think about why. If a car could suddenly travel 10 times farther on the same fuel, the entire oil industry, the most profitable business on the planet, would be facing collapse. An idea like that isn't just an invention, it's a threat. But here's where I have to be honest with you, because this is where the legend and the facts split apart. That 200 mile per gallon claim? It was never independently verified. No controlled test, no calibrated measurement. No scientist ever confirmed it under proper conditions. It came primarily from press reports and a single magazine article. And there's a hard physical problem too. There's only so much energy locked inside a gallon of gasoline. You cannot extract more energy than is chemically there, no matter how finely you vaporize it. That's not oil industry propaganda. That's physics. So the skeptics say it was simply too good to be true. And yet, the story doesn't sit quietly, because some things about it are genuinely strange. Pogue's patents were real. The market reaction was real. And here's the detail that keeps the mystery alive. After all the noise, Pogue quietly stopped pursuing his miracle carburetor and went on to run a factory that made oil filters for the motor industry. The impoverished inventor who threatened the oil business ended up working alongside it. Draw your own conclusions. Was it a hoax that collapsed under its own impossible claims? Was it a real efficiency gain, wildly exaggerated by hungry newspapers? Or did a man stumble onto something inconvenient and quietly decide, or get persuaded, to walk away? The honest answer is, no one has ever definitively proven what the Pogue carburetor could really do. The patents are public. The 200 millipede proof never surfaced. And nearly 90 years later, the average car still gets around 25 miles per gallon. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you think Pogue's carburetor was a genuine breakthrough that got buried, or a myth that people wanted to believe because they hated the gas pump? Drop your honest take in the comments. I read every single one, and if unsolved stories like this pull you in, inventions that blurred the line between genius and legend, subscribe, because there are dozens more, and I'm telling everyone.